Lowdown and I'm back here with another video. Now, as we approach the end of 2019, I thought it would be a good time to do this video, and it is about the fighter of the decade. A lot of debate has been floating around online about this, so I thought I'd just do my video response and give my opinion as to who I believe should be the fighter of the decade. Now, when you have a look at some of the nominations, you've got the likes of Mayweather in there, you've got Manny Pacquiao, you've got Canelo, you've got Andre Ward, you know, some solid top fighters that have tremendous resumes, and you know, you can't really, either one of them, man, I mean, you can make a sustainable argument for anyone. I mean, I've seen people say Pacquiao, I've seen people say Andre Ward, I've seen people say Canelo, but for me, I'm going for Floyd Mayweather, man, and this is my reasons why. And I know that the first thing that will pop into anybody who doesn't believe that Floyd Mayweather should get fighter of the decade will say to you that Mayweather retired in 2015, like how could he be the fighter of the decade? But when you look at it, man, from 2010 to 2015, although he did retire in that year, he did still build up a strong resume, man, and he did defeat two of the fighters on that list who is on the fighter of the decade, so that has to be considered as well, who have only got better as the decade has gone on, so let's not take that away from Mayweather. And of course I'm talking about Canelo and Pacquiao, but since 2010, Floyd's defeated the likes of Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, Marcos Maidana twice. You know, this guy, he's done all that in 5 years, and you know, he's been the richest fighter of the decade, the richest athlete of the decade as well. And I just think the way how he's also transcended the sport of boxing, I think that, you know, his resume speaks volumes, and also the way how he's brought boxing into the limelight as it has, I think that also speaks volumes, and I think that's why he gets my pick for fighter of the decade. But the win over Pacquiao looks even better now when you consider what Pacquiao is doing at this stage of his career. Many people will say about Canelo Alvarez, they'll say that, you know, he was a young fighter when he fought Floyd, but at the time when that fight was announced, there were a lot of people that were picking Canelo to win that. And Floyd, at 37 years old at the time, people were saying that maybe this might be, you know, the last hurrah for him. But he went out there and he absolutely schooled Canelo, and that's looking like an even better win considering how good Canelo is. But yeah, for me personally, I'm going for Floyd Mayweather based on that, just on his accomplishments for the first 5 years. I know people are going to look at, you know, some of the other fights like McGregor, and yeah, it was a big money spin, and you know, it was a huge fight in the sport of boxing and what it did for the revenues for Las Vegas and everywhere else around the world. But in terms of that having a meaningful impact on his actual boxing legacy, it doesn't mean anything. Same with the fight against the Japanese fighter as well. That don't mean anything as well. That was just an exhibition fight. So although that the Conor McGregor one did get added to his record, doesn't mean anything. And the Andre Berto fight didn't mean too much either. But you know, he retired at 50-0. He's defeated like some solid names on that resume from 2010 to 2015. And like the way how he's transcended the sport as well also does count for something in my book. Now, I'm not going to argue too much with anybody that has the likes of Manny Pacquiao in there, or has Canelo Alvarez in there, or even Andre Ward, who deserves a very honourable mention in there as well. But when you look at the resumes compared to what Floyd's done, yeah, I mean, Canelo's got a solid resume, you can't deny that. There are some people on his resume that people think that he shouldn't have got the wins over, such as Triple G in the first fight, and Andre Ward as well also got a solid resume, defeating the likes of Carl Froch and, you know, Kovalev. But even then, the first Kovalev fight, a lot of people thought Kovalev won that. So yeah, I mean, it's up in the air, it's debatable. You've got Manny Pacquiao as well, very good argument for him. I think the only way how he got edged out was simply because Floyd beat him. So yeah, make of it who you will, but my particular fighter of the decade will go to Mayweather. But yeah, that's just my decision, and feel free to argue your opinion in the comment section below, and let me know who you think should be the fighter of the decade if you don't think it was Floyd himself. But drop your thoughts in the comment section below anyway, guys. Let me know what you think about it. I'll catch you on the next one.